Hey everybody, Gina DeLuca here. Those of you who have been watching for a while may remember back in July of last year, I was on a mad tear trying to get an opal effect. And I got close, I got close enough to move on. But recently I've been seeing videos of what is being called the cloudy effect, where people are using the DecoArt Satin Enamel, specifically the white seems to be reactive. What I've noticed, if you refer back to video number 16, it's a very similar cell structure. That's my video number 16. And the cadmium yellow light hue in basics is very reactive when it is mixed to a thin consistency, and it has a tendency to cell. In 15, it was like smaller, tighter cells, and in 16, it attached to the magenta and created like bigger, juicy, 3D looking cells, which I was able to duplicate. And depending on which paint I use the cadmium yellow with, depends on if I get the little tight yellow cells or the big juicy 3D looking cells. So I'm wondering if this satin enamel is reacting like that cadmium yellow light hue but when it's attaching to another color. It's just kind of a similar look. It may be a completely different process chemically. It's the Rayleigh-Taylor instability one way or the other. So, down to business. I'm going for the opal thing again. Colors. I have the satin enamel in white. I have Artist Loft light green. This is an opaque paint. Generally, when I do a straight pour, the opaque paint is the one that becomes the background, and the more transparent colors have a tendency to pop up. I have some silver. This is also an opaque, so they may both wind up being background. I have neon blue, but to that I have added a little bit of the satin enamel. I also added a bit of that to the neon pink. Now, if the satin enamel is acting like the Cad Yellow, by adding that to the colors, it might make these colors sell up on their own. So that's what I want to see if that will happen. We have the neon orange and neon yellow, and I have the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic in white. That is what I'll be using for my base coat. I have also added, I used about 40% of the satin enamel and the rest the Flow Acrylic. The Artist Loft. These are mixed to a very thin consistency. And when I say very thin, what I mean, the best way to judge your consistencies and make sure that your consistencies are consistent across all your paints is to drizzle it off of your stick and look at how it reacts when it lands in the paint. Does it make a mound? Does it blend right in with the paint? Does it sink? If it sinks, it's too thin. If it makes a mound, it's too thick. And if it blends right in, it's really hard to see. If you come up from high, it's going to sink, but it just blends right in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. This canvas is a 16 by 20, so my camera is far away and I can barely see what's happening on the camera. Okay. So I am not necessarily going for the cloudy effect with the ring. I'm going to do a straight pour. I want to see if I can get clusters of cells, like clusters of colors of cells, like what would happen in an opal. A lot of times you'll see, if you see a big one, there'll be dominant colors. Okay, so I'm going to put my paint in my cup first, and then because I want to give the enamel paint a chance to sink. I've found that has worked best when I'm doing a straight pour. Okay, I'm gonna do just a bit of regular white, just to cover the cup, kind of like a base coat for the cup so that the good stuff isn't stuck to the cup. All right, I'm adding just a bit of this, just a tiny bit. And now I am working my way back. Silver. And I'm putting the opaques in first. Okay, let's see if my theory holds up. I'm hoping this will sink. Hopefully. And I think I might actually add just a touch of silver. Let's lay down this base coat. All right, our base coat is down. I see cells coming up. Let's put some paint on this canvas. I see some pink cells popping up here. So in a straight pour, patience is your friend. I'm tilting more quickly than I need to. In a straight pour, the more you move it around, the more you stretch the paint, the more cells will pop up. So I'm just going to create a lot of motion in here, move this paint around, stretch it out. I'm not worried about tilting just yet. like tipping the paint off. Right now, I'm just trying to cover the canvas, stretch it out, and see what it's giving me. It's hard to know what I want my composition to be until I see what the pour gives me. Now, if you really pay attention to what I'm doing with the paint, I can almost make corners by controlling the flow, the weight of the paint. So the weight of the paint is here. It's where it's going to be moving the fastest, and you use that weight to push the rest of your paint around. All right, time to start stretching this baby out. The more I stretch this, the more cells will come up. And I could always just leave it. It would be pretty, but I'm trying to get an effect. Well, you guys, I've got my opal. This is exactly what I was hoping would happen. Exactly what I was hoping. That the pink and the blue that is mixed with the satin enamel. Let me take these gloves off so I don't drip. The white and the blue, I'm sorry, the pink and the blue that are mixed with the satin enamel attached to the white cells. And so it has that effect, but it did it backwards, which is interesting. I was expecting the white to be in the center and the outer edge to be darker. But the way this is coming out, it looks like the color is on the inside, which is very interesting. And I love this, the green. Oh, this is so pretty. I might have a new favorite. New recent favorite anyway. I really like this. And it has green in it, and I like it. Let me bring you in for a close-up. All right, you guys, here it is. I could not be happier. That is opal. I mean, I wanted opal and I got it. I'm so psyched. And it worked out exactly how I thought it would, where the green would be the background. But I also used silver. So the two opaques I put on the bottom, and you can see there is just like a fine lacing of the silver over the green. But it's also, oh, look at that. God, that's pretty. I hope you can see it, but it's in that white where I put it in the bottom, where the silver touched the white in the bottom. And then there was a little silver on top too. Actually, I think this is the silver and white that were on top that created that loveliness. It's really hard to see it on this camera, but I bet when it's dry, you'll be able to see it. Oh, man. This is just incredible. And the cells here, the white mixed with the pink and the blue that were mixed with that satin enamel. I mean, this is just, oh, it's going to be hard to sell this one. Oh, that's so pretty. Man. All right, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I sure did. I will be playing a lot with this satin enamel paint. I have myself a new Cad Yellow. I'm going to see what kind of cool stuff I can do with this. Please like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Do check out the description box below for links to my PayPal tip jar if you feel so inclined to help me stay stocked up in the satin enamel paints. And my Amazon store that if you enter through that link, anything that you purchase off the entire site of Amazon, I receive a small commission of at no additional cost to you. Another way to help me stay stocked up in paints. And it's super easy. My website, GinaDeLuca.net, where you can purchase my art and my music. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's glowing. Ooh, so psyched. And our group, Go Make Some Art. Join us there. Post your masterpieces. Get some inspiration. If you have questions, there's always someone there who is willing to answer them for you. All right, you guys, that's it for me. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Now go make some art.